Right now, a threatening video to a Dane County school district is putting the students and administration at odds. What both sides are saying.
Plus, a convoy of utility workers heading to Florida after Hurricane Ian leaves thousands in the dark.
And there's a new confidential way for those living with abuse to reach out for assistance and services. Welcome to News 3 Now. Students in a Dane County school district walked out of the very classrooms they don't feel safe in right now. The reason for their concern? A short but threatening video.
Well, the district says there isn't an actual threat here, but many students expected a better response from their administrators. Catherine Merck spoke with some of them this afternoon. Catherine?
There's a disconnect between students and school leaders. High schoolers told me they don't see how the district can say there's no threat when in their minds it's plain to see. This is the video.
I will murder every single one of you at my new school. There will be no exceptions.
That these students at Deerfield High School say made them feel unsafe.
We come here to learn, not to worry about where we need to hide to avoid getting killed.
The video started circulating in the last few days. Today, students walked out of class, demanding action. They told me the student in the video was able to go to class for days after it appeared.
It was not handled the way it necessarily should have been.
The school couldn't comment on too much relating to the students' consequences for the TikTok.
It was determined very quickly, very early on, that we did not believe that there was an active danger, an active threat in this situation. It doesn't make the situation appropriate. I want to make sure to say that it does not make it appropriate. It does, however, make it very concerning.
The district says that they are investigating and have communicated with parents through email. That isn't enough for the students who walked out.
I mean, an email does not protect you from a bullet.
They hope their literal steps force the district to take its own steps forward, putting a safe education first.
In a place where we're supposed to feel safe, it's becoming one of the most deadliest places in America. We need to focus on our learning and not stuff like this.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office was notified about the situation. We reached out to them asking for some additional questions about the investigation. The department got back to us this afternoon with a news release saying it'll investigate to see if charges or other services are needed.
Catherine, thank you. A 9-year-old is dead after being hit by a vehicle in Janesville yesterday. According to an alert from the Janesville Police Department, the child was hit at the intersection of East Memorial Drive and Prairie Avenue, roughly a mile east of the Rock River. Emergency crews transported the victim to a hospital where they later died from injuries suffered in that crash. The incident remains under investigation.
A teen charged in a shooting that injured 2 others on Madison's north side in June is being bound over for trial. 19-year-old Jamari Mondi faces 2 counts of attempted first-degree intentional homicide and 2 counts of armed robbery as party to a crime. Police say 2 teens were injured in the shooting while sitting inside a parked car outside of a McDonald's on Dryden Drive. Both survived that attack. Mondi and his co-defendant, Avion Vaccaro, were later arrested in August. Well, let's check your certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Skies are mainly clear and temperatures a couple degrees warmer than yesterday after a chilly night last night. You can see on visible cloud track we had plenty of sunshine today, just a few cirrus clouds overhead, and those will start to fall apart pretty quickly. There were a few sprinkles up in far northern Wisconsin, but the rest of the upper Midwest mainly precipitation free. Last night temperatures dropped into the upper 20s north of the Dells and have pretty much put an end to the growing season. 32 in the Dells itself, 35 in Madison. Most of southern Wisconsin saw temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Current temperatures are in the upper 50s to the lower 60s, a little cooler closer to Lake Michigan, a little milder to the west of Madison. Right now across Dane County, temperatures are in the 60s, but not by much. 63 degrees in Stoughton, 62 in Deerfield, and 63 right now in Waunakee. Look for skies to be mostly clear for tonight. Temperatures will drop off to about 48 degrees by late evening. Later on, we'll see temperatures not quite as cold as the last couple of nights, and milder weather's on the way for tomorrow. I'll tell you how warm it'll get in just a few minutes.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says Hurricane Ian is causing a 500-year flood event. When Ian finally leaves Florida, it will have dumped as much as 30 inches of rain in some areas. More than 2.5 million people are still without power. Deaths from the storm are now being confirmed, and search and rescue operations are underway. A convoy of Wisconsin line workers is on their way to Florida to help the state recover. The group stretches from as far north as Rice Lake, as far east as Kaukauna, and west as Arcadia. media. About 25% of Wisconsin municipalities sent at least one person down. The convoy is made up of 23 bucket trucks and a tree trimmer. The group will be down there a minimum of 2 weeks, but could extend past a month.
It's going to be a lot of restoration work from aftermath from Hurricane Ian. When we go down there, we don't know what to expect. We have calls every day with Florida to see what we'll be walking into. We plan to be down there on Friday and work side by side with Smyrna Beach and their utility commission over there.
The crews only got notice that they were headed to Florida on Monday, and they were ready to go that night. You can also help without leaving your home. The American Red Cross has set up a donation page online allowing anyone to contribute what they can to the relief efforts. Payments are being accepted through credit card or PayPal. There is a $10 minimum for online donations, and we have a link to donate on channel3000.com. You can also donate by phone, just calling 1-800-HELP-NOW, or text Ian to 90999 to make a $10 donation.
Democrats in Wisconsin are rallying behind the governor's call for a special session by the legislature on October 4th that would allow voters to alter state laws, such as the 1849 criminal abortion ban, by proposing a constitutional amendment to allow statewide referendums.
We want to update the Constitution and let people have more of a say in what happens in Wisconsin.
And that proposal comes after voters in Kansas passed a referendum protecting access to abortion in the state. A similar referendum is on the table in Michigan. Wisconsin's constitution does not allow voters to introduce referendums to be voted on by the public.
Governor Evers is continuing his tour to meet with students at UW campuses across the state. Today, he met with campus leadership from UW La Crosse, Green Bay, and Whitewater. At Whitewater, the governor toured the University Center, the Warhawk Connection Center, and Winther Hall. He also held a roundtable. One of the topics that came up was reproductive rights.
This issue is enormously important to me. I have 7 granddaughters, and every one of them and every one of the women in this room became second-class citizens when they made that decision in the U.S. Supreme Court. And so we have to do something about that.
He also answered questions on the topics of affordable education, gun laws, and mental health.
Right now, Madison says they're being overwhelmed with fraud complaints about rental scams across the city. People have been calling in saying they were scammed into sending money to people claiming to be landlords for rental properties. Those who sent money later found out the property never existed, or the person was never really a landlord. To protect yourself, set up in-person meetings to see the apartment. You can use online reviews to look into the history of property managers.
There's a new way for people in abusive situations to reach out for help. Domestic Abuse Intervention Services and Dane County officials are launching a new 24/7 text helpline. The hope is the text line will allow people to contact DAYS for help discreetly and confidentially. It also could help people who are deaf, hard of hearing, and others who just prefer texting.
It also improves access for a younger generation of victims who are more likely to text for assistance than to call. We know that intimate partner violence is highest in terms of the demographic of women between the ages of 16 to 24. They're at the most risk of intimate partner violence.
So here's how it works. DAYS says, text 608-420-4638. Your message will show up on a screen in its support center, allowing staff to respond as soon as that message comes in. The messages will also be deleted from DAYS' system after the interaction is over to protect the victim.
SSM Health and the Lodi School District teaming up to host a new vaccine clinic today. It runs until 7 tonight at Lodi High School, and it comes after the success of the school and community-based COVID vaccine clinics previously held. Now, this clinic offers 5 different vaccines to students and their families. They are COVID, flu, HPV, Tdap, and meningococcal. That's to get families caught up on anything they might have missed during the pandemic.
We've also received requests from many other school systems to offer similar services, and so we're looking to hopefully expand from this school system to several others within the region.
The Lodi School District worked directly with families to find out which vaccines they would like to have available at this event. Again, it runs for another 50 minutes or so at Lodi High School. When we come back, a look at the latest numbers for our Coach for Kids campaign and how you can still help out.
And a brand new conference highlights the importance of healthy communities and outdoor recreation. That story after this break.
For a luxurious bathing experience, choose the name you know and trust, Mad City Baths, Wisconsin's award-winning #1 remodeler. Family owned and operated, we are your trusted local source for custom baths, showers, and walk-in tubs. Installed in as little as 1 day, backed with a double lifetime labor warranty. Brighten up your bathroom. Choose Arctic ice walls with hopscotch impressions or Platino granite flagstone walls with diamond accents. The only limitation is your imagination. Plus, it's our Upgrade Now, Pay Later event to receive 24 months, no payments and no interest. Senior and military discounts. Get a $250 Mad City gift card with bath or shower purchase. Use it as an instant discount or for future home improvements. Plus, call during this program and save more with half-off labor. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
I worked in law enforcement for more than 30 years. I know what it takes to keep our community safe. Mandela Barnes stands with Defund the Police and supports no cash bail that releases dangerous criminals back into our communities. Barnes supports sanctuary cities and spending millions of taxpayer dollars on illegal immigrants. Take it from me, the bad guys belong in jail, and Mandela Barnes belongs nowhere near the Senate.
Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Get in gear this fall with 11% off everything at Menards. The pro-quality Masterforce low-profile 3-ton floor jack has dual hydraulic pistons and a lift range of 3 1/8 to 20 inches. Get yours now with 11% off. Finish cleaning up your garage with help from Shop Vac. This 5-gallon stainless steel wet dry vac can tackle the toughest messes, wet or dry. Save 11% on all Shop Vac products. Get 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Our Coats for Kids campaign inching closer to 2,500 coats now after tallying yesterday's donation. The new total, there it is, 2,485 coats. From now until October 8th, you can drop off a gently used kids winter coat at any area Clinky Cleaners location. You can also buy one off the Community Action Coalition's Amazon wish list. We have a link to that list. Just go to channel3000.com/Coats for Kids. If you have any questions about donating or volunteering, you can call that number there at the bottom of your screen.
For the next 2 days, cyclists and those looking for tips on healthier living are gathering at the Madison Concourse Hotel. The 2022 Wisconsin Healthy Communities Summit features experts from state agencies, speakers with industry insights, and the ability to enjoy a variety of Madison's outdoor recreation opportunities.
It felt like a really natural fit to pick Madison. There's so many dedicated cyclists, but not just cyclists. You know, it's healthy communities as a whole, so people who enjoy the outdoors, people who are invested in their own health and the health of their kids, their grandparents, their neighbors, everything.
Tickets are available online at the website, on our website as well. Still ahead, the FDA proposes updates to healthy claims put on food packages.
Plus, a new treatment for Alzheimer's patients showing some promising results. A look at the clinical trials and what the data shows.
And Gary's back with your complete forecast and the latest on Hurricane Ian.
Updating your bath or shower is more affordable than you may think when you call Mad City Baths. Get a gorgeous, easy access walk-in shower or walk-in bath installed in your existing tub space in as little as 1 day. During our Upgrade Now, Pay Later event, receive 24 months, no payments and no interest, plus a $250 Mad City gift card to use as an instant discount or for future home improvements. And call during this program to get extra savings with half-off labor on your new bath or shower.
The radical left hate America and riot in our streets. They indoctrinate our children to hate America, stoking fear and envy with their lies and deceptions. Their radical woke agenda and divisive politics are tearing our country apart. Here's Mandela Barnes.
The founder of this nation, awful.
Mandela Barnes is a radical leftist. He supports their woke agenda that's causing you and your family so much pain.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
This is how it feels to
It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Imagine that. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Mass shootings, school shootings, and violent crime are on the rise, and Ron Johnson is making things worse. He abandoned law enforcement, voting against funding for the police, preventing local departments from hiring more officers, but supported flooding our streets with guns and making it easier for violent criminals and domestic abusers to get them. Ron Johnson is failing to keep us safe. Everytown for Gun Safety Victory Fund is responsible for the content of this ad.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. When you get something at the grocery store labeled healthy, well, you'd expect it to be healthy, right? Well, that may not be the case. And right now there are new standards in the works that foods have to meet before that label can be stamped on a package. That's because healthy is an actual regulated claim, which was first defined back in 1994. But the FDA says things have changed since then, so the standards need to change as well. For example, there are some cereals that have a lot of added sugar but still meet the definition of that healthy claim. This new healthy claim would consider all of the nutrients in foods.
A new treatment is offering hope for Alzheimer's patients after the drug makers released results from a recent clinical trial. Mandy Gaither has more on what the data shows and why some believe this is a promising step toward helping those suffering with this disease.
In the U.S., around 6 million people are living with Alzheimer's disease, but a new monoclonal antibody treatment is showing promising results, according to drug makers.
It's been a long time since we've had a development like this, potentially in the world of Alzheimer's.
The companies that make the drug say clinical trials show it slowed the rate of cognitive decline by about 27% in those studied. Some of the 1,800 people in the trial got the drug, while others got a placebo. Over 18 months, they were asked questions about memory, orientation, and problem solving.
And while 27% may not sound like a large number, in terms of being able to still be functional, if you have that sort of slowing of cognitive decline, that can be really significant.
In the trial, the treatment seemed to reduce the amount of plaques in the brain of a person with Alzheimer's disease.
It's not entirely clear what the relationship is between clearing plaques and improving cognition, but this drug seemed to do both.
While this treatment is promising, it's still early.
They still got to, put this through the peer review process. They've applied for accelerated approval from the FDA.
If the treatment is given the green light, it could be available as early as next year.
One of the drug makers, Biogen, is also the company behind another Alzheimer's drug, Aduhelm, which was controversially approved by the FDA in June of 2021. Aduhelm was the first new Alzheimer's drug approved in nearly 20 years, but there have been questions about its efficacy and cost. And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with a look at our forecast.
Well, first, let's take a look at Hurricane Ian. As it moved across Florida, it dumped copious amounts of rain. You can see the heaviest rain fell from just north of Fort Myers and south of Tampa through the Orlando area and then to just south of Daytona Beach. Some of the radar rainfall estimates in the 15 to 20-inch range in that area. Some areas may have gotten close to 30 inches of rain. Much of the area south of there, even as far south as the Keys of Miami, picked up between about 5 and 10 inches of rain. There was a sharp cutoff to the north, though. Notice the panhandle of Florida got very little rain from Ian. Now it's offshore. Here's Jacksonville. This is high-resolution Doppler radar. Just the outer edges of the rain bands moving onshore in southeastern portions of Georgia and far northeastern portions of Florida. But as it moves back inland as a hurricane, a swath of heavy rain somewhere in the neighborhood of about 5 to maybe 10 inches of rain from just north of Charleston up into the western portions of North Carolina. Carolina, and perhaps up into parts of West Virginia, Virginia, and eastern Kentucky. Unfortunately, that's very mountainous terrain, and that could cause a lot of flash flooding. Right now, hurricane warnings in effect from around Jacksonville northward to the North Carolina, South Carolina state line. Tropical storm warnings for much of North Carolina and the inland areas of South Carolina. Right now, it's back to a hurricane. 75-mile-per-hour sustained winds, gusts to 90 miles per hour, some even a little bit stronger than that. Most of the rain north of the center of circulation, which is just to the east of Daytona Beach, Florida. Forecast from the National Hurricane Center brings Ian to the north and then eventually back toward the northwest, making landfall again somewhere around Charleston, South Carolina, as a Category 1 hurricane with maximum winds about 80 miles an hour, gusts to about 100 miles per hour. It'll weaken as it moves inland pretty quickly, but again, that rain shield will still stick around for a few days, probably causing flash flooding into parts of, say, West Virginia, even as far north as Ohio and Pennsylvania. Three things you need to know in our forecast. Not much in the way of rain here. As Ian moves inland, high pressure is formed in the northern part of the United States, and our weather is very quiet. It'll be seasonably mild with highs in the upper 60s the next couple of days. We'll see another spell of cool weather by the end of next week with high temperatures in the 50s. As we take a look at low temperatures last night, they were at or below freezing through much of the northern two-thirds of the state. Madison dropped to 35 degrees. You can see on Weather Track right now, mainly clear skies across our part of the Midwest. And again, as Ian moves inland, notice the area of high pressure just clearing out the skies in our part of the country. So for the time being, our weather's going to stay pretty quiet. Right now, the weather's relatively cool. It is a little milder out to the west where the winds become a little more southerly. Notice our temperatures right now in the 50s and low 60s, but still around 70 over parts of western Minnesota. Planning your night, look for a low of 40 in Middleton, 40 in Verona, and 41 in Cross Plains with mostly clear skies. Temperatures in the 30s again north of the Dells, but to the south, 41 in Janesville, 40 for the overnight low in Platteville. Tomorrow, look for skies to be mostly sunny. It'll be a little milder. It might start out a little patchy fog in the morning. Otherwise, our high temperature getting up to 67 degrees, 7 to 10 day forecast, 78 on Saturday, back down to 64 on Sunday, but still mid-60s for the first part of next week. Slight chance for a shower Tuesday night into Wednesday. Then a cold front comes through. Temperatures drop back into the 50s. Overnight lows in the upper 30s by Friday morning, and temperatures will stay around 60 for next weekend.
And coming up in sports, Dominic Mersch named this year's captain for the Badger men's hockey team. What he had to say about his new role on the ice. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Did you know Tim Michaels said people shouldn't be openly gay in public?
But I think when you bring it out of your house and onto the public street, that's where I differ.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
If cleaning your old bath or shower is backbreaking work and you're tired of unsightly spots and stained grout, it's time to call Mad City Baths. All of our baths and showers are infused with microban antimicrobial protection, so they remain clean, fresh, and free of mold and mildew. Our installers are experts in their field and pay close attention to detail, performing a full job site cleanup. Just another reason homeowners love Mad City Baths. We install in as little as 1 day, but time's running out to call. It's our Upgrade Now, Pay Later event. Receive 24 months, no payments, and no interest, senior and military discounts, and receive a $250 Mad City gift card with bath or shower purchase. Use it as an instant discount or for future home improvements. And last chance to call during this program for additional savings with half-off labor. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
No one goes all in on made-from-scratch freshness like Papa Murphy's. Because when you go all in, people notice. Go all in with the Triple Pet Pizza for just $11.99. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
Did you know Tim Michaels wants to criminalize abortion, even for pregnant rape victims?
But you wouldn't support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
A local woman's car stolen while at a dealership for repairs.
They took it off-roading.
But the dealer's insurance refuses to cover the damage.
It's crazy and it's wrong.
Leah Linscheid answers a call for action Sunday on News 3 Now at 10.
It's a busy weekend for the Wisconsin men's hockey team. On Saturday, they'll head up to Stephen Point's Ice Hawks Arena for their red-white scrimmage. And then on Sunday, they'll hit the Kohl Center ice for an exhibition game against Lakehead. And the man picked to lead the Badgers this season, Dominic Mersch. After serving last year as an alternate captain, Mersch will wear the C on his sweater, and he couldn't be more excited.
It's been a lot of great leaders that I've experienced since being here, and I've got to know a lot of the alumni that have been leaders here, so that's really cool to kind of be a part of that group, and really just a big honor is the biggest thing I can say, and I'm lucky to have a 5th year and come back and try to lead us to a better year.
Last season, Mount Horeb Volleyball won a total of 15 games. This year, the Vikings have already surpassed that total and credit their strong play to a couple of things: their chemistry on the court, their commitment to fun, and Kurt Owen's daily reminder to make the most of every opportunity. It's no secret to Kurt Owen.
Good serve. Play hard, play smart, have fun.
For Mount Horeb Volleyball to have success, they have to be having fun.
I think we play a lot better when we're all like having fun and getting along, and that just kind of like came naturally with this team.
We come to practice and focus on everything we're doing, but we also have fun doing it.
And every time the Vikings get up for a spike,
we want to make our mark and show people the team we are.
They're giving it their all.
There we go. Perfect.
It's already almost over for us, and we want to make sure that we make the most of it and don't leave wishing we'd done more.
Because it's an opportunity.
I got it. Good. All right, switch it up.
They don't want to take for granted.
Anything worth doing is worth doing right. So if you're going to do it, put in your effort, put in the time.
Which is Owen's bigger message.
Taking advantage of every single opportunity you get and making the most out of it. Because otherwise, why would you do it if it wasn't going to be, trying your best or going for everything?
It can get cut short at any point. So just really, taking those opportunities, appreciating them when you've got them.
And make the most of every opportunity.
Good!
Great effort. Another day, another NFL honor for the Packers. Rookie wideout Romeo Doubs has been named the league's Rookie of the Week for his performance on Sunday. Doubs caught 8 passes for 73 yards and a touchdown, and those 8 receptions were the most by a Packers rookie since 1980. So it's been a minute since someone had a performance like that.
It's just a minute, yeah. Gary's here for the final check.
I don't think the Bears have ever had a receiver catch that many passes. A live view from the WISC Sky Camp, just getting ready for a pretty sunset in the west. Platteville Queen Bee Radio Sky Camp, same thing there, not a cloud in the sky. Current temperatures range from the 50s close to Lake Michigan and east of Dane County, 62 in Madison, low to mid-60s west of Dane County, 65 still in Lone Rock. Right now, 61 degrees in Verona, 60 in Middleton, and 60 in Cross Plains. Look for skies to be mostly clear this evening. Temperatures dropping into the upper 40s by late evening.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.